very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Are you a professional optimised business? Time to look at Northern Peugeot Bandura to further professionalise your fleet with their updated commercial van range. The team at Northern Peugeot Bandura can help customise your fleet to your business needs. Stock arriving now, so secure your van and beat the rush before the end of financial year madness. Visit northernpeugeot.com.au or call 9119 9008. T&Cs apply.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Are you a professional optimised business? Time to look at Northern Peugeot Bandura to further professionalise your fleet with their updated commercial van range. The team at Northern Peugeot Bandura can help customise your fleet to your business needs. Stock arriving now, so secure your van and beat the rush before the end of financial year madness. Visit northernpeugeot.com.au or call 9119 9008. T&Cs apply.
She lays it off Teresa Polias. It's an absolute peach. Is driving. What a hit from Melina Reyes. Wow. And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick.
And hello and welcome to another edition of Radio Dub. I know when I put the Twitter post out about like the new episode, I said Radio Dub returned. I feel like where Radio Dub is constantly in a phase of returning because I'm not sure if we'll have an episode next week.
Yeah.
Just out of pure chaos.
You're just kind of out of habit now.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Probably hasn't been an episode for a few weeks.
We've been solid.
No, but we have been really good.
Don't disrespect the podcast you're on, Oscar.
I'm merely reflecting on what you just said. No,
Okay.
but I agree that there's been a consistent stream of shows,
Yes,
excellent shows over the last couple of months.
Don't do that to us. Don't do it to us. The ego is too much. But we are in a really crucial, pivotal, it is the all-important fixture. Sydney FC taking on Western United at Allianz on Sunday.
Huge.
5 o'clock kickoff? Ooh.
Gee, that's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. But you know who will be able to tell us if it is a 5 o'clock kickoff? It's our first guest.
I would have thought you, but yeah.
Yes,
sure,
no, honestly, I'm a little disappointed in
It's
myself.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. I was close. An hour. Give or take an hour. Our first guest tonight, lucky enough to be joined by Sydney FC forward midfielder, false nine. Not quite sure what the description of her position is, but it is Rachel Lowe. Rachel, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Rachel, I went through a couple lists of just a couple of positions. What is your technical position? Like, we're still trying to figure it out because you do a lot of things really well, but I still don't know what's the tagline for Rachel Lowe. Striker, midfielder, false nine?
I'd say I'm like a 10, but I've had to play like a bit further up because Maddie was injured obviously during the season. And I played 9 a bit when I was younger, so I guess I'm familiar with it. But yeah, when I was put 9, I didn't play it like a traditional 9. I guess I was playing more of a false 9. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind anywhere kind of in the front third. I'm happy to play.
Have you enjoyed the experience of playing in a few different positions across the course of the season?
I mean, I would have liked a bit more continuity, but I've been sick. So I didn't start the season much at all. I was out, really. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully next season I can kind of lock down a position more, just get some more consistency. But yeah, I mean, it's always good to be versatile, and I didn't mind, to be honest. Yeah.
We liked it. We liked watching it. Yeah. Sydney FC, thrilling side going forward and defensively. But Rachel, I'm going to be honest, I think you might be the unluckiest person in the competition. Because I think the lineswomen, they've got something against you. Because I don't understand. By the smallest of margins, I swear sometimes like Rachel Lowe is not offside, but the flag goes up. Do you feel unlucky sometimes when the flag goes up and you're offside?
I know I've got a bit of stick from it from the coach as well. Like, I obviously haven't played 9 a lot, so it's a bit new for me. But I've during the game I've been offside, and I looked at the lines and I'm like, how was I offside? She goes, oh, like just a little bit. And I'm like, geez, like that's a bit harsh. Yeah. We
need to get the tape measure out. Honestly,
tape measure.
No, because I've
modern solutions.
No, exactly, modern solutions. 2023, we're all modern here on Radio Dub. But I'm watching it sometimes. I'm like, I swear to God, she wasn't offside. And I feel like I don't know if we need to like come up with a new system of a sign being like, lineswomen have got to ask themselves 3 times, was she really offside? And if the third time you say no, Rachel Lowe wasn't offside, keep the flag down.
Go to a jury. Get a jury verdict.
Let's pause for a second. 12 seconds. What's going on, guys?
You just have 12 people sitting on the side ready to hear any claim, any appeal. Let's review it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw you in a bit more of the conventional midfield role on the weekend with Maddie Haley back in that striker role. Were you happy with that dynamic and how it went? And is that giving you some confidence going into the big one this weekend?
Yeah, I think me and Maddie always I think we link up really well. We obviously haven't got to play that much together this season, but we do obviously in training. We're on the same team sometimes, so I think we've just kind of been trying to get some bit of a relationship going on the field. Like, I played with Maka since I was 12, so I know her very well, and we don't really need much time to get into the swing of things. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying 10, and Maddie's obviously such a great 9, and I think for me it's just more just trying to find her as much as I can, and I love playing with her because she doesn't lose the ball much, and she's really creative. So I think, yeah, it's been working well, and hopefully we can just kind of bring it together in the final. But yeah, it's been good.
See, we had Maddie on last week, and we praised her passing ability because I think it's severely underrated. I think it's the most interesting aspect of her game, her ability to find players when they're trailing off, and she just finds that pass. I think it's very, very impressive. Now, you talked about being in the same team in training and stuff like that. Rachel, be honest with me, what's the dominant team combination when we're doing training drills? Who's just winning? Like, it's just, don't even come up to us. We're done. You're finished. We're beating you right now.
The coaches do try and even it up, I guess. So it's not just like a one team smashing the other. I don't know. It depends. I think in the small-sided games, midfielders just kill it, just because it's up our alley, just small kind of tight areas. But then in big games, obviously, I think it's a bit of a cheat code when you've got caught behind speed. You just kind of just knock it behind. But yeah, I don't know. It changes so often, so it's not really one team that I guess would be the one that smashes the other. But it's been fun. Yeah.
Are we doing a captain's situation, or is it just Ante picks? Because I'll be honest, if it was captain's situation, I'd have a scouting report every training session. I've seen you were limping in the car park. You're not on my team this week.
Yeah.
How does it work? Are we schoolyard picking, or is it Ante just, or the coaches just go, you, here?
I think it started off just people picking, but then it got quite obviously very unfair. So then I think as the season's progressed, the coaches have had more input. So, yeah.
They don't like winning. That's what I've just heard from that. They don't like winning.
I mean, we've gone this far in the interview so far, Rach, without expressly mentioning last weekend's game against Melbourne Victory, that incredible semi-final win. I mean, it was a really odd game and no doubt really difficult for you and your teammates to kind of persist with the efforts and the attempt to break down a really stubborn Melbourne Victory side. How did you see that whole situation?
Yeah, I think it was pretty similar to the week before against Western. Obviously, we had a lot of possession, and it was kind of breaking down like a pretty disciplined block of the Victory players. So I think we did well to eventually kind of score. But yeah, it was getting to the point where, we had so many shots on target or shots on goal that it was getting a bit frustrating. I think it might be similar on the weekend. Like we're thinking that we're going to have quite a lot of possession, and it's just about trying to break down that like deep block, which we haven't come across that much this season. So, I think the game against Victory was probably a good test for us coming into the finals, because it's probably going to be similar kind of test that Western United are going to show. So, yeah, I think it was a good positive performance from us. But, yeah, definitely things that we can kind of work on, and we have been working on this week in training. Yeah, I
was going to ask, do you feel like you've learned things now going into the game against Western United, considering how similar those two situations have been? Do you feel more prepared than you did in week one of the finals to break down Western United if you need to?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously getting another game in, I think Ante said something in the media about, oh, sorry, my dad just walked in.
He doesn't get that you're a professional athlete. He's just walking in. These guys, they don't understand these professional athletes. They got things to do.
Yeah, gosh. I think Ante said in the media, like, he was not happy, but he said that having another game was probably beneficial for us. And I think that kind of was just, I think Victory presented a similar challenge, so it was good for us to get another week of playing a game against a similar team. And then, I think we feel more prepared from that game, and also just, having training this week and trying to work on things that we have seen from the Western game. So, it's been pretty positive.
I want to ask you, in terms of obviously the Western game and the Victory game are quite similar in the way that the games, how you guys had lots of possession, you're trying to break them down. Obviously with Western getting that goal early on, it kind of changed the dynamic of the game. But as a player, how do you mentally stay like fully engaged and not get disheartened? Because when you're constantly pressing and you have like really good opportunities, but it's just not falling, like the bounce is just not right, like they get lucky with something. How do you stay mentally engaged in that and not, lose a little bit of spirit? Because I think a lot of people would just be like, oh, this is just way too hard right now.
Yeah, I think it's just about, I think for us, we know that the time will come, and it's just kind of persisting, and I think also choosing our times, when to shoot, when to play that final pass. I think in the first Western game we kind of missed that, and we probably rushed a bit, or didn't make the right decision. But I think this week and from the Victory game, we've really worked on just kind of picking our moments and being patient, being more patient than we were. I think that's really important going into the final. And obviously it's a grand final, so everyone's going to be nervous, and there's going to be, it's going to be a bit chaotic, I think, at the start of the game. But just kind of being patient and finding our rhythm. And then, I think we shouldn't get too frustrated if we can just enjoy the game.
Psychologically, we know that Melbourne Victory have been the team that has won the biggest games when you've come up against them over the last couple of seasons. To reverse that result and actually get that win, what has that done psychologically for the group ahead of another grand final? Do you feel like maybe there's something different this time that can finally get you over the line?
Yeah, I think we were all kind of super happy when we saw Victory as us for a semi-final. I think obviously they've been a bit of a Achilles heel for us for the past 2 years. So, and I think a lot of the girls are quite superstitious. So I think playing them in the semis, not the final, was really good for us. I think it kind of took the pressure off a bit. I think playing Western, obviously they're a new team in the comp, and they've done really well for their first season. But I think we really feel like this is our time to win the double, like it hasn't been done before. I think everyone's just really excited. And I think, not playing Victory does take a bit of that kind of history out of it, which is nice.
Just to change tack a bit, you mentioned some of the girls being quite superstitious. Are there any players who have particularly strange superstitions that stand out to you as like that's a bit...
Who's in the Superstition Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Charlotte McLean for sure. She's very superstitious. I think Charlotte and Courtney have some superstitions. Ante is very superstitious, actually.
Okay.
Like if we win a game, we like the next training, like the whole week of the training will be identical to the week like that we won. So if we lose, we'll change all the drills and like it's pretty funny. Who else? I think Taylor Ray, when she's playing, she's superstitious, but I don't know. I think everyone's just quite used to a particular routine and it's interesting.
So you're saying sometimes you like lose, you kind of have to lose. Like, I'm sick of doing the same drills over and over. We need to change it up. Just give me something new, Ante.
I know, it's kind of be a weird joke about it. Like, what's the drill going to be today because we lost or something? But it's fine.
No, I like that. I like the having the system being like, I'm going to stick with it. That is, but I will say that Ante one, I think that's a Superstition Hall of Fame kind of nominee right there. Like if there was a Superstition Hall of Fame, I feel like that would be, because it's very unique, especially for a coach. Like I thought you were going to say he like has to like wear like his suit jacket for like 20 minutes in the game and then like that's his superstition. But I like that one. I want to ask a little bit about you, Rachel. Obviously you've been a part of the like American collegiate system and you've come back. What was that like? Obviously, you spent one season there. What was that like as an experience for you before coming back to the dub and going again?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think I didn't realize how good the players I was playing with were until I came back. Really, like I was playing with, Jessie Fleming, who's at Chelsea. Ashley Sanchez, who's playing for the US team, and she's playing in the NWSL. A couple of girls who are in the Mexican national team, and a lot of them have gone on to play in the NWSL. So I think, I think I really improved from going there for that year, and it was definitely a different style of play, and it kind of opened my eyes to see how many good players there are. Playing in the college system, like every team had very, very good players. So, I played against Maddie as well and Beattie Goad for Stanford. So,
how'd that go?
Yeah,
how'd that go? Track record, was you getting the W or they get the W?
I think so. When Maddie was there, Stanford beat us.
So when you saw her in training for the first time and you saw her come, did you have to say something or did you just have to just beat her one time and be like, I know you won that last battle, but I'm here?
Not really. I was just thankful she came to our team, to be honest. Because I remember playing, because I was younger than her. I was 2 or 3 years younger than her. So I remember her playing. She was playing. Their front line was Karina Macario and Sophia Smith, who were all absolute beasts. So I just remember thinking geez, she's such a good player. And then when I saw she signed for us, I was so happy. But college was definitely a great experience. And I came back because of COVID. It was kind of that iffy time between was it going to go ahead, was it not? And then I was just I'm going to stay in Australia and play for Sydney. But it was definitely a great experience and taught me a lot.
Do you have any ambitions of going back overseas at some point as well? Is that on your radar, or
she
where
wants
are you
to come to Melbourne? Is what I just heard from her, because she doesn't like Sydney, so she's coming to Melbourne. Is what I just heard Rachel say.
I definitely want to go overseas, yeah, for sure.
It was a stonewall to your Melbourne comment there. No, sorry, but on the overseas point. Sorry, Rachel.
No, I do want to go overseas. I think I've got a British passport, which really helps. So I think hopefully if I have a really good season next year, I can get some offers overseas. I've had some opportunities, but I just want to go at the right time, right team. So I definitely want to go over anywhere in Europe. I think would be amazing to play in, different culture.
How do you know when's the right time to go overseas? Because I imagine obviously the decision to go to the collegiate system in America, that must have been a massive decision. But to go and play professionally in a different country. I'm sure there's a lot of things that go way into that. How do you decide this is the right place, this is the right country, coach, this is right for me and my game?
Yeah, I think it's the hardest part. I think you don't really know until you get over there. And I've had so many friends that have gone over and they've had positive and negative experiences. So I think it kind of can be a bit of a flip of a coin, but yeah, you just got to do your research. I think obviously the more well-known the team are, the kind of better the chances are that what you've seen, what they've told you are going to work out. So I think, and obviously as the women's game gets more investment, there's going to be more and more teams that are, providing good environments, stuff like that. So I think you just kind of got to go with your gut. And I think obviously careers aren't that long, so you can't really wait around until the perfect opportunity comes, because there is no perfect opportunity. And yeah, you just got to make the most of it. But at the same time, I do think there's definitely cases for staying in Australia and developing and being around your support network. I know a lot of girls in the team have chosen to stay here when they could easily go overseas, but I think it's all personal preference, and ultimately you play best when you're happy. So I think that's the most important thing. So, yeah.
All right, Rachel, here and now, back to the present, this Sunday, grand final. Why Sydney FC going to win?
Oh, good question, Oscar. I like that, man. Nice.
Do I have to convince you?
Yeah,
go on.
This is Judge Judy. Come on, convince us.
Judge Judy.
I just think it's our time, and I think obviously we're premiers, and I think winning the premiership kind of shows consistency across the league, and I think we've got a really solid team, and we've now got all our players back, so I think we're really kind of looking strong. But obviously it's not going to be easy, and Western have a really good team as well. So I think it's just kind of going to come down to kind of who turns up on the day, and I think whoever kind of gets a hold of the game first is going to kind of be able to ride it out. But no, I don't know. I don't want to say too much, really.
No, that's fair. That was a good, solid answer. We're going to ask Mark Torcaso from Western United why Western are going to win. We'll deliberate over.
Yeah.
We'll deliberate over
Give
the
our
two
verdict.
cases. Oscar is training to be a lawyer, so it's actually perfect that he's on the show today.
But we won't give our verdict till Monday.
Exactly. So we can't really be wrong about the whole situation. Rachel, good luck on the weekend. Congratulations on a really great season with Sydney FC Premiers, and hopefully you guys can do the double for you guys. But thank you for joining us on the show. Good luck.
No, thanks, Sam.
And we'll head to a break here on Radio Dub, and then we'll chat to Mark Torcaso after the break.
Pickett, she lays it off to Pokuah. It's an absolute peach. Is driving. What a hit from Melina Reyes. Wow. And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick. Beat him up, 1-0.
This is a funk fest. Someone's talking junk. Y'all bust them in the eye. And then I'll take the bumps home. Feel it? Funkin', dancing, junkin'. I got more minds in the top than a Dunkin' Donut shop. Show up, I got props. The kids on the hill. My mom and my pop. I came to get down. So get out your seats and jump around. Jump around. Jump around.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Are you a professional optimised business? Time to look at Northern Peugeot Bandura to further professionalise your fleet with their updated commercial van range. The team at Northern Peugeot Bandura can help customise your fleet to your business needs. Stock arriving now, so secure your van and beat the rush before the end of financial year madness. Visit northernpeugeot.com.au or call 9119 9008. T&C Supply.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP & Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants, and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Pickett, she lays it off. Teresa Polias. It's an absolute peach. Is driving. What a hit from Melina Reyes. Wow.
And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick.
And back here on Radio Dub. If you missed the first 20 minutes of the show, we were lucky enough to be joined by Rachel Lowe from Sydney FC ahead of the grand final this weekend. And here on Radio Dub, obviously I'm Pokuah and Oscar. I realised I didn't actually introduce us. I just assume people know who we are when they listen to the pod. Yeah, exactly. Check the description. But it wouldn't be fair and it wouldn't be right to have a grand final preview without talking to both sides. So, of course, we had to call in Mark Torcaso from the big guns, exactly, from Western United. Mark, friend of the show. Mark, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm just with the next crop of Western United players here at Calder United. That's where I am.
This man's dedicated. You see
on
this?
The ground.
On the ground floor, entry level. He knows. He's seen and scouted the talent. He already knows. Mark, are you seeing a couple titles there when you're seeing some of these Calder girls play? Like, there's a couple titles here, A-League Women's here.
There's some special ones here, mate. Don't you worry.
I mean, Mark, big week for you, obviously. I mean,
big weekend.
There's a grand final. You're looking relatively chilled and relaxed at the moment. Although I was remembering that last time you were on the show, you did speak about how nervous you get as a coach kind of all the time, and how you talked about, last season at Calder I was nervous before a Nike FC Cup early round match against Burundara. With all of that in mind, how are you feeling this week? How are the nerves?
Really good. I'm walking around on Keilor Park Reserve, standing on crickets, just squashing them with my feet. No, I'm really excited, to be honest. Like, the girls are fantastic the last, week and a half that we haven't played. And yeah, it's exciting. To be quite honest, I don't feel nervous at all. And I don't think any of the players feel nervous at all. I think we're just in a really good space, a deserving space, to be quite honest. And we're just going to run with it, and we're going to go and enjoy it. And however it finishes, but we're going to give it our absolute best and enjoy every moment of what this is going to bring.
Now, obviously, this is like a brand new experience heading into the finals this week. Has there been different things like how you had to do where you're like, oh God, I can't believe I've got to do this, or like it's just reminded you constantly like, oh wow, we've got an A-League Women's Grand Final on Sunday?
Like we've tried to keep everything as simple and as normal as possible, like without sort of confusing too much. Hence why I'm here on working my other job at Calder United. So, just trying to keep everything as simple and the same. Like we don't like to change too much in what we do, and that's one thing I've noticed with this group of girls is we like consistency, and we like to just prepare the best way possible. And we haven't really hyped up, grand final and all this type of stuff. All we've been focusing on is, we've got to the final game of the season, and that's where we wanted to get to. That's the goal that we set at the start of the year, and that's where we're at. So it's just an exciting time, and really proud of everyone, to be quite honest.
No doubt you were watching along over the weekend for the Sydney FC Melbourne Victory semi-final. Sydney, who you'll be playing, what did you make of, I guess, that game, and what are you expecting to see from Sydney this weekend, a team in a very different position to you in terms of experience in these situations?
Yeah, I mean, Sydney's shown to be probably the best team in the league. They got some of the best players obviously going around, best young players going around. So, and Ante's obviously been at the helm for many years. So we know it's going to be a challenge. And even when we played them the week before, it was, yes, we got the result, but they're a fantastic side, and we have to be on our game. As we also saw with the Victory game, you've got to be on your game for 90 minutes, otherwise they can get you at any point. So, we've done our own homework on them, but we're going to focus purely on us and go out and enjoy it and play with enthusiasm and excitement, and let everyone enjoy the experience. And hopefully it all takes care of itself and we get ourselves a result.
Now, obviously in the head-to-head, you guys are up at the moment. Now, how were your nerves in that game against Sydney FC? Because I saw some video and I thought I could see your heart beating out of your chest. Like, you look stressed. How were you feeling?
It's interesting you say that, because the last sort of 4 weeks of the season, I've noticed myself coaching a little bit different, and I've been a little bit more active on the bench. I don't know if you guys have noticed that as well, but I'm usually a lot calmer and relaxed and sitting on my esky, enjoying the game, and little messages here and there. But the last few weeks I've been a little more active, and yeah, definitely there was nerves last 2 weeks ago now. So, but I also have to contain that to make sure that the players don't feel that, and they get to enjoy the experience and literally like they did against Sydney last time, is just fight to the end. And we came away with it. It was definitely nerve-wracking though, I guarantee you that.
How much does it affect the mindset and the approach to this weekend, knowing that you beat Sydney FC just over a week ago?
I mean, as I said before, that was a good win. Don't get me wrong, we fought tooth and nail for that win, and we got the result. But for us, it's now just focusing on what we need to focus on, and it was great to win that game, but it's another game. It's another big game, in fact, but it's another game, and Sydney's going to come out as best as they can. So we're just going to be as ready as we possibly can, and as I said before, just really enjoy the moment.
Now, Mark, are you going to release a book after you're finished about just what it takes to be a success? Because success just continues to follow you, with Calder and now with Western United in your first season. Are you going to write a book are you going to be on Oprah just discussing what it is to be a winner and to be successful?
You can help me be my editor if you want. No, it's honestly, right, like I love this game. Like, I love this game, and I love being able to provide opportunities for players. And it's not, I don't think it's, I don't want to sound like arrogant or anything, but I don't think it's brain surgery, mate. It's not, it's something that you've got to love and enjoy, and you've got to help the people around you love and enjoy it as well. And it just doesn't mean players, it means your staff and everyone that's involved in it. And if you create that setting and environment, then yeah, it does come. It just naturally then falls in place. And like, if you look at that game 2 weeks ago against Sydney, yes, they were on top of us and they had plenty of shots on target, but we stuck to our guns. We worked extremely hard for each other, and the result came our way. So it's just a little bit of, I guess, faith and trust in your team and the players around you and the people around you. And there's no secret. It's literally just make people around you enjoy what they do. And consistently, and it will come.
It's so interesting to hear you, Mark, talking, I guess, with a degree of relaxation and comfort with the way things have gone. I mean, things have been good for Mark Torcaso over the last few weeks, haven't they? What is it that allows you to, I guess, almost sit back and say the work has been done, I believe in the group, and what happens? What gives you that comfort?
I think that comes from the top, like, of our club. We went into this season with some expectations, obviously, to be a competitive team and to really go out there and just cause havoc and upset a few oppositions. And that was our goal. And once we got to that sort of 7-8 mark, where we were, I think, 7-0, we started to believe in the group, and we started to really go, hang on a sec, we're here to play, we're here to do this. And then it just literally from that point, the girls really started believing in each other and what they wanted to do. And, you know, even us as staff and stuff, we believed in what we wanted to do. And it just kept rolling and kept rolling. And, you know, I had this conversation with Jess McDonald. It was like, we got to the 6th game because we had this pact that we wanted to win all 9 that I had her for as a lone player. And we got to like 4 games and we're like, a couple more. And then we got to 6 games, like a couple more. And we got to that 7th game. It was like, we only need a couple more and that's it. And then we actually lost one of them. And then it was just great to share that experience. But it was just constant belief in the group. And I'm probably feeling more relaxed now going into this week than I was going into the semi-final, because I feel like that we've succeeded and we've exceeded a lot of expectations. And it's just a great opportunity for these players.
I love to hear that. And to hear about Jess McDonald, who was such a really key part of that early run for Western United and provided some really great moments. Some players that you've got have been unsung heroes. I thought particularly Kylie Johnson in that semi-final against Sydney SC. She was just constantly kept driving and going forward. How impressed have you been with her and her development this season, and some of the players who were probably maybe like some clubs that said, nah, you're not really what we want at our club, but they've got them at your club and they're doing really well and you're in an A-League Women's Grand Final?
Yeah, Carly's been unbelievable. Like she struggled the first few weeks, you know, having moved interstate and away from home for the very first time as an 18-year-old kid. And that was expected over the first few weeks. And it was, I guess, touch and go at that point. You know, is she going to be able to adjust? And she just adjusted, like, after, you know, working with people like Jess and Chloe and stuff, and she just adjusted and she's been unbelievable. And, you know, I love the way she goes about her football. She's so dedicated. She wants the best out of herself, and, you know, she'll get those rewards in the future with, you know, hopefully being picked in some other young Matildas and under 23s and all that type of stuff in the coming sort of months. But there's a lot of stories, you know, Alana Cern, the twins, the Toronto twins, you know, a lot of players that have just sort of, you know, thrived in this environment and enjoyed it and proved to, I guess, the nation that they're good enough.
Now, Mark, are you more stressed heading into an A-League Women's Grand Final, or were you more stressed heading into an NPL Victoria Grand Final?
I reckon once we jump on that plane, I'll start feeling it. But there's no doubt Nike FC Cup at CB Smith Reserve will always cause some nerves, mate. Don't worry about that. especially on a windy evening.
Windy night at CB Smith. No, fair enough.
Absolutely awful.
Those kinds of conditions. I mean, you mentioned it being in Sydney. There's a lot of discourse around that. We don't need to tap too far into that. How does that affect your preparation and your mindset, knowing that it is going to be in Sydney and that it's another away game? Does that change anything?
No, our record's been pretty good on away trips. So our girls prepare extremely well. Our staff prepare our players really, really well. And our club provides the best possible environment for them to prepare. So, you know, again, we'll treat this as a grand final, yes, but we'll treat it as an away trip and prepare the same way that we've prepared in other away games, and enjoy it as well, because that's, I think, the biggest part of these, you know, being part of these opportunities is enjoying each other's company on away trips and, you know, getting to know people in a different way and then going to do something that you absolutely love and doing it together and hopefully winning together and enjoying all those moments.
No, I'm looking forward to the grand final. I'm going to be there. So I'm very excited to watch it. I want to ask, Mark, once this is all done, are you coming back to watch the NPL? Like, how have you been tracking with keeping up with the NPL? I want to know what your thoughts of the NPL currently this season are.
Yeah, it's a little bit up and down at the moment. It's an interesting league. So I don't know if it's reached the heights that it has in the last few years. But
we get it, Mark. You're not there. We get it. This guy, yeah.
This guy cold as not waltzing through the league. What's this? It's falling apart.
No, they will. Don't you worry, they will. But it's I think you got a lot of players that are playing A-League at the moment, and they'll all return to their clubs. You know, Kohler, Bulleen, Heidelberg, South. You know, a lot of those clubs will pick up a few players, and I think we'll see a different league over the next few weeks as these players return. But yeah, I mean, there's no doubt, and I know you guys will vouch for this too, being supporters of the league. You know, having a third team in Melbourne has definitely provided and shown that our league is strong enough here in Victoria, and, you know, 3 teams from Victoria finished in the top 4 at the end of the season. So that's telling us that there's a lot of talent here and a lot of talent in the NPL Victoria. And, saying that, a lot of probably talent in the league below as well, the VPLW. So I definitely will be probably at every single game that I can be at for Calder, and I'm still watching every single game that's on NPL TV, even when we're on away trip. So a keen eye on what happens in this league, because there is definitely some gems and there's definitely some talent.
Have you spent much time thinking about the deeper impact of, I guess, making the grand final and even winning it on Victorian football and at the state league level?
What's that? Sorry, I missed you.
I was saying if it's been on your mind at all, the repercussions or the consequences for Victorian football if Western United were to win the league in their inaugural season with a lot of players who've come through that system.
I don't know. Would you say consequences, or would you say good? Hopefully that what it does is
yes, good consequences.
Yeah, good. You hope that it actually makes other teams in the league increase their value for women's football, and some of these clubs that have got male attachments, big clubs that got male attachments, actually invest a lot more into their women's teams, just like they do with their men's teams. So that was honestly, and this is really honestly saying this to you guys, that was my goal when I started at Calder all those many years ago, and in 2016, was just to change the dial of the game in this state, and up the game and make other teams up their game, so then players have the best opportunity to play A-League, or more importantly, to get exposure in the national teams.
Well, you've certainly done that with the likes of Alana Cern, getting into those squads and things like that, and a player that we've thoroughly been impressed by her ability. Now, Mark, Oscar asked Rachel Lowe why Sydney FC will be the winners. I want to ask you, why will Western United, because this is an episode of Judge Judy right now on Radio Dub, why will Western United win the flag? What's in your favour?
The flag.
The flag. You know what I'm doing? What if I just done no sharing rules?
Violation.
No, I think we've got a lot of love for each other in the team, and a lot of passion, and as you would have seen throughout the season, we work hard for each other, and it doesn't matter when the game could be gone, or you could be in front. The players will just continually work for each other, and for us as staff and our club. So I think that if we win this game, it's going to come down to the fact that we're just working a lot harder than the opposition and for each other, and because we actually really want to be around each other and want to enjoy success for each other. And there's nothing more that I want than for some of these players like Alana Cern, the twins, Natasha Dakic, Alyssa Delost. There's nothing more that I want for them to be able to stand on that podium at the end saying that they've won a championship in the A-League after coming out of an NPL and winning one there. So there's a lot of drive for that, and that's probably the biggest thing that I'd say, that why I think we can get over the line, because we've really got a passion to win for each other.
Well, Mark, we know you're a busy person, so we don't want to keep you for too much longer. Last one from me is just, look, far beyond me to give you advice on anything, really.
Yeah, please. Let alone got a book tour coming out.
I agree. Let alone tactical matters. But I do just want to mention, just flag it, just so it's in the back of your mind. We mentioned last time you were on the Radio Dub bounce that players have immediately after they appear on the program. They play really well the next week. Last week we interviewed Madison Haley, and Madison Haley scored. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. And I'm just letting you know that we did interview Rachel Lowe this week. So if there were a player that you were thinking of targeting or clamping down on, that I might steer you in that direction. Not to give you advice.
It's a thing.
You interviewed me. Does that have any weight?
Yeah, well, it is. You got the Radio Dub bounce as well.
That's true.
Maybe they cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out. Didn't work too well for Claudia.
Hey, I forgot also. You guys asked me to give a shout out to the NPL Victoria's players. I've got to give a shout out to the commentators and the people that have also helped this game become very special. So you guys also deserve a lot of credit in helping change the game, not just us as coaches and players, you guys and the media, and what you're doing to constantly battle for these young girls that want to play at the highest level. It's a credit to what you guys do too.
Oh, we really appreciate it. Here on Radio Dub, we're all about...
I'm blushing.
We're all about the talent. We're all about the kids. Let the kids play. Mark, thank you. Really, really appreciate it, as always, coming on the show. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you.
Forza NPL Victoria.
Am I going to see you in the stands or what? Are we going to see you there?
Yeah, no, I am actually. I'm doing content for the APL, so I will actually be following Western United on the day. So hopefully
Wearing your green top.
It might be green. Maybe, guys, maybe. No,
Can't be that overt.
Yeah, could be, maybe some like green like trim on the shoes or something like that. But Mark, thank you. Really, really appreciate you joining us, and good luck on the weekend. And that is all from us here on Radio Dub. Make sure you tune into Paramount on Channel 10 for the grand final. It'll be on free-to-air television. And Oscar, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate it. We'll be back to talk about the final.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
We'll have somebody from the winning team on. Guaranteed.
Sure.
If it's, I was about to say something and I definitely shouldn't say that.
Don't want to commit too hard.
Don't want to commit too hard. Bye for now, and see you next time.
Pickett, she lays it off. Teresa